Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tony, good evening. The wind is kicking up on that ridge right over there. There is a line of fire, some of those flames at least 20 feet high, and there has been an aerial battle all day long here to try to protect the communities here. I want you to see how encircled they are. They laid down that Phos-Chek over there, but there are spot fires across the landscape here and across Southern California tonight. Fires are erupting across Southern California and the western U.S. tonight. In Riverside County, east of Los Angeles, there are multiple fires with structures burning. On the ground, more than 750 firefighters are battling the blaze. In the air, swarms of helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft dropping water and fire retardant.
We anticipate increased fire behavior and increased winds.
And schools across the area were closed today as thick smoke blanketed the community. The Sandy fire has scorched more than 1,300 acres with 5% containment. And that same wind system has fueled an even larger fire in the Channel Islands. Called the Santa Rosa Island Fire, it is threatening critically endangered species and has blackened nearly 17,000 acres, ignited when a shipwrecked sailor fired signal flares hoping to be rescued. Near Amarillo, Texas, a fire has spread to more than 2,500 acres, destroying homes, structures, and vehicles in its path. And back in Simi Valley, this is close quarters combat for these firefighters. They're trying to stop this encroaching fire before it hits houses like these and this whole row of houses on this street. Jim and Cheryl Collins say this is the closest the fire has ever come to their home.
It's our home and we love it, and we did everything we could.
At any point did you prepare to leave? Do you have a go bag or anything like that?
Everything's ready in the car.
Our
Cat's
truck
in the
is
cat
full of everything.
carrier.
So, great glory. Today is the date, May 28th, 2026. It's currently 5:09 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Last week, mea culpa, I tried to do a Isos Trouble covering this, and as you can see, this is 8 days ago. That's 8 days old. So a week ago. I wanted to bring that up, but because of the issue I had with the computer and other things, I retract that. I had the issue with family members and too many people were there, so I had to do this. Now, beloved, what you're seeing here is California, okay? This is not something that happened recently. It's been happening and it's only increasing, and we have more of those fires not only happen in California and Europe and all over the world, and people are wondering what's going on. The chemical plants are blowing up, explosion are pretty much everywhere, and the people are confused. They are asking, okay, what seems to be the issue here? Why is it that those things are going up in flame and nobody is doing anything about it? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody is talking about it. People just pretend that they don't know what's happening. Well, let's tell you exactly what's going on, okay? Because we've been talking about this since 2020, all right? 2019, we'll put that 2020. The fiery conflagration, which is plague 2 of the apocalypse of Abraham, okay, of the cities, and this is the eviction of those people of the land worldwide, specifically here. All right. And upon these videos, whenever we are making them, we always see things, faces, and stuff like that. For instance, if I look right here, if you look there, this is like, there is like a eye here, a eye. This looks like a monster. It's like a nose, like a dog. And then this is the jaw right here. And you got jaws there, like it's like a monster. You know, it looked like one of those skull crawler from King Kong. Is that what that is? Kong Island? Skull Crawler? Is that what they call them? Let me see if I can get a picture of a skull crawler, right? Yeah, one of them animals. Skull crawlers. Alacra. Is that the name of it? Is that one of those alacra thing? I wanna take a picture that closely resemble something like this. Like, the skull crawler thing that, try to get Kong. I don't know. My mind is like the eye here, nose, and mouth, and snout, and everything. So anyway, at least that's what I'm seeing. But there are plenty of other things here. Let me know if you see things. We got a great imagination here. All right. So, indeed, beloved, the fire is removing those soaks of the land. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you're watching those news and you're watching with the human eyes and you're watching through the eyes of the Canaanite, you would not see the damage. And of course, their main duty, the things that they excel at, is to hide information and hide knowledge, okay? Not rejecting knowledge. Cain is very knowledgeable. He loved hoarding and keeping knowledge. And he loved telling our people to reject things. So I don't want this, I don't want that, because there is this word in there. But he will take this knowledge, he will study him in the secrets and use it against our people. Okay? So one thing they will not show you is the aftermath. One thing they will not show you is the interviews with people that actually lost their homes. One thing they refuse to show is the incinerated neighborhood, places, and say, this is what left of the fire that happened here a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, a year ago. Till this day, we still do not know the cause of the fire that happened up there in Superior, Colorado, where this rich neighborhood, this wealthy neighborhood, is burned to the ground. Only a few houses were saved out of thousands. Only a few dozens were saved. Now, no one, they never really said what happened, how did this fire started, who started it, and this thing is in the mist and the fire is all over. So they won't show you that. In this video, there's a woman a group of women that complained where the money that they gave for help got siphoned away by their landlord. Okay, so this is a part of it. We are going to go through the fire and we're going to see a lot of people that are dying, beloved. Okay, they just die. The most banal thing killed them. Remember, again, if you're not going to call Big Levi and invite me to have dinner with you, do not invite me to play pickleball with you. I do not want to play pickleball with nobody here. Okay, I ain't gonna do this. People are dying by doing normal things. Going to a restaurant and sit there and eat, the person die. What happened? A tree fell on top of him and killed him. Okay? Let me see this. Men die at restaurant, tree fall on him. Okay? 18 hours ago, all right?
Workers at a South Austin restaurant are mourning the loss of a longtime customer.
A man died when a nearby tree fell onto the patio at Green Mesquite Barbecue last week. KVU's Brianna Perez spoke with the owner about the loss and what happens next.
He is a very beloved customer of ours, and everyone on the block loves Kirk.
A community reeling following the tragic death of an Austin man 1 week ago. According to the Austin Fire Department, crews responded Tuesday night to Barton Springs Road near Green Mesquite Barbecue after reports that a man was trapped under a fallen tree.
Okay, and then Mr. Kirk, of course, we know the name Kirk is English for the word church. You know, Mr. Church, 1400. I can put 92 at the end, but whatever. Green Mesquite. What does mesquite mean? Is it Spanish for mesquite? Is that what that is? Oops. I'm curious. Oh, come on, you son of a gun. The old girl is old. She's 8 years old. That's why this computer is doing stuff. No, she's 9 years old. Yeah, old girl is 9 years old. She been with us with 9 years. Well, before that, she been making music for the most side. So she's all right. What does mesquite means? No. That it's not mesquite. I should have said it in Spanish. Mesquite? Is that what that is? Mesquite. Green mesquite.
Mesquite.
Mesquite. All right. Mesquite is a thorny, deep wooded shrub or small tree native to the arid region of the America. No, it's not the plant. There's a proper word for it, a proper name for it. Let's go ahead and read it. Okay, all right. A type of thorny, deep wooded tree or shrub native to the southwestern United States and Mexico. This is also widely used in cooking and landscaping. The term mesquite generally refers to tree, main things. The tree, shrub, etymology. The word comes from the Mexican Spanish word mezquite, which originated from the Nahuatl word misquilt. It means something. Well, they don't tell me what the name means exactly. But there's a French word. Mesquite. What does the French word mesquite mean? No, they can give me the same thing. Mesquite and Aztec or Mayan, they don't tell you what it means. But anyway, it's green. No guys in the mist. Green mesquite or mesquite. This guy, 1492, he was eating there and a tree fell on him and killed him. That's like, what the hell? What is this? The fellow went out for dinner. He went straight to the morgue. He went straight to the funeral home. What the hell? What happened here? He was just getting dinner. All right, let's go ahead before we go into the fire.
Medics took the man to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. We're all under
and that's the thing. The things like that really shock you. If he got shot, or somebody lift up a trash can and hit him in the head with it, a cinder block or some kind of thing, a car lose control and stuff, okay. But a tree? Maybe, just maybe, the reason why the tree fell on this fellow and killed him, maybe because of this. Maybe because of this. Brother Anthony Crawford, he was lynched and hung upon a tree. Our beloved brothers and sisters hang upon trees, people proudly taking pictures, okay? And do this type of things. All right? A study finds 4,000 lynchings in Jim Crow South will U.S. address legacy of racial terrorism. The Pope actually apologized for slavery. Will the U.S. apologize for the lynching? Will they apologize for slavery? France did it a few years ago. They just muddied under the breath, with Haiti, slavery over there, and kind of like people feel bad about it, but we don't know who feel bad about it. Maybe this fellow ancestor, okay, was participating in things like that, because you see those people are proudly sitting there. Look at those children right there. Okay, smiling, smoking, taking picture. Those were their selfies. Those were their social media. Look at this dude. We got them, nigga. This could have been that guy's grandfather connected to him. Okay? And this happened.
All the time and hanging out and stuff, you know, and you just never think that something like that could happen.
Co-owner Rick Garcia identified the man as Kirk Foyle, a beloved member of the Zilker neighborhood and longtime customer at Green Mesquite.
I took over and I started the music back up. Kirk was one of the first people to come to me and tell me how proud he was of me and to congratulate me and to just support me. And he would be here every night.
Remembered for his humor and love of music, Garcia says Kirk was more than a regular on Barton Springs Road. He was family. Nearby bars and businesses also remembering him with memorials.
It's probably been over a decade, maybe even going on 20 years, that he lived in this neighborhood and was a fixture here and was beloved.
Kirk's daughter, Kaylee Foyle, told KVUE family is still in shock over this tragedy. In a statement, she says, quote, "He was a beautiful soul, a wonderful dad, and an important pillar of this community. He was a great man to all he encountered and how he showed up for others, including strangers, and he always did what felt like the right thing." End quote. At Green Mesquite, Garcia says the damage left behind was minimal, and while he believes the incident happened before the storms moved in, the restaurant plans to take extra precautions in the future by moving.
So, this guy died because of a tree fell on him. Maybe again his forefathers, you know, his people were involved with things like this. Okay, all right. You see, you know, those stuff. You know, those men, women, probably they connected. You never know. Okay, so now I didn't want to add. Whoops, no, this one. We're gonna go into the fire. I didn't want to address this because beloved brother Big Judah, addressed that. You know, where the Pope, you know, apologized for slavery. Now, a beloved brother, brother Endler, texts me, and the brother said, "Big Levi, I mean, I remember that time a few years ago where you made the video." And during the video, we sent a letter to the Vatican, okay? Some of you are going to remember this video. Let's see if I can pull up the video right here. Old girl, she reached the hand of her, there we go, right there. She reached the hand of her life extension. All right, let's put Vatican here for those of you that wish to watch the video. A few years ago, letter to the Vatican, okay? 5 years ago. Let's go into that. All praises to the Most High, yeah. Okay, so a letter to the Vatican. We published this video on April 26, 2021. We contacted the Vatican, okay? All right. Let me go at the end right here. All right, where the letter, I think I'm reading it right there. And Jacob, the horrible thing recording. Yes, it is. All right, then. In the name of the Most High Yahweh himself, I am a humble servant of his majesty and his fellow subjects. Write this and his fellow subjects. We write on his fellow, of his majesty and his fellow subjects. Yeah, put another comma here. Write this letter to ask complete access to the hidden books that are not available to the public to digest. We know and understand that the Vatican has 53 miles of books hidden underneath it. We demand complete, uninterrupted, and unmolested access to read and consume these books, so we may bring the knowledge of our Heavenly Father to the people of the book, which is us. We are the chosen children of the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the horrible and terrible God. We demand you release our books unto us. So that was the email we told him, and we told him, like, if you don't send the book unto us, a great judgment is coming upon you, and you know it, and things and stuff like that. And we send a letter, and they never respond. Okay, They never respond. They act like they don't see it. Okay, when we check the analytic, Vatican is watching. We got people in the Vatican that are watching this issue right now. They act like they don't receive it. Okay, so me personally, I know the Holy One have poured oil upon my head and anointed me for this task. I have zero power to force anyone out there to either accept this truth or even reject it. My mission and my job was this: be at peace, there'll be no Jacob's trouble. The mighty one is redeeming you. He's taking down the enemy. My second mission, part 2, study to show thyself approved. Meditate to show thyself approved. Not just the Bible or like nasty book or stuff like that. There are unlimited amount of books. Subjects, the economy, psychology, the finances, art, magic, and all. That's my part 2. I'm done with the whole Jacob's trouble thing. The message is out there. Everybody got it. Now study to show thyself approved. Now you're not living in fear of those people either coming back on power or do something out of this world and stuff like that. So now their system is broke down. I mean, it's just, if the Pope coming out there and say this, what else that he know that is coming? What else that he know that already happened? Is just a matter of time, matter of seconds. Okay, the name of the video is, if you give your Big Levi a letter to the Vatican, and we have witnesses. Okay, we have witnesses and people. If you go read the comment, okay, all the people that were there 5 years ago can tell you. And you got people in the chart now. If you look in the chart box, on the chart display, those people were there. They remember this. This isn't something that I'm making up. This isn't something that, Big Levi is just trying to scare people out there because I'm 83, I'm a Canaanite or whatever, the line of Cain. We spoke about Cain before. There was a fellow during that time, 2021, and what that guy does, he literally write books. He mess with our books. He doesn't write them. He mess with our books. What he does, he literally went into Cain line and he redeemed them. He redeemed the line of Cain, and then he tricked a bunch of our people to come and then pray with him, be part of whatever that he is doing, be part of his clan and stuff like that. And he redeemed Cain. Not only that, he literally take the line of Seth and put it down and put Cain on top of Seth and give Cain the priesthood. That's what that guy did back in 2021. And the moment I saw this, when people trying to say, well, let's go study with this guy over there, let's get his book and stuff, and I meditate upon the matter, I checked the book, and the Holy One said, nope, this isn't for you. I'm like, can Cain be redeemed? He say, no, he cannot. And we study the Black George. We talk about the Black George here, which is Abel, Cain's brother that he murdered. Okay. We talk about, like, in the book of Mormon, or in the book of the other book of Mormon, Convention or whatever, where, oops, give me a second right here. We'll tell this story after this short break right here. Oops. We are awaiting your sweet Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is available now on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and any streaming service. You can also watch the music video on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and the QR code is at the end of this video. Listen to music that raises your vibration, music in harmony with your peace, music that brings true happiness. The album is by your beloved brother Big Levi. Download it now. Let the music help you reach a higher vibration and a positive frequency. Great glory. All right. So you can go ahead and watch and download our album. The link is in the description. And the story of the Book of Mormon, I believe, in the Book of Nephi or the Great Covenant, whatever that book is, there was the Canaanites, and they were broke. They were hungry. They were starving and famished. They wanted food, and they want the regular things of life. So they gathered together. And then in the midst, one of them said, well, what should we do? Those people over there are not our people, yet they are prospering upon the land. And here we are over here, we cannot prosper. Remember, during the time of Cain, the Holy One put a curse upon the land. If you plant anything, it will be thistle and thorn. So you could not eat anything. The land was cursed because of Cain. So a lot of the stuff during the 100,000 giant war in the book of Og, the Canaanites, they were eating each other. They were eating people. And Lamech of Cain wanted to do good. And he went to Jared, the son, I believe the son or father of Enoch. Somebody corrected me. If it is Jared is, I believe Jared is the father of Enoch. Is that what that is? Let me double check. Was Jared the father of Enoch? Not interested. Yes, Jared was the father of Enoch. Okay, according to biblical genealogy, Genesis 5:18, Jared became the father of Enoch when he was 162 years old. So, when Cain, Lamech of Cain. Lamech of Cain. Anyway, in Islam, Cain is known as Kabil. He is recognized as the first son of Adam and Eve and the first human to commit murder. His story is prominently featured in the Quran, was profound lesson on the dangers of jealousy, arrogance, and the sanctity of life. The story of Kabil and his brother Abel, is detailed in Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:27-31 of the Quran and classical Islamic. So the story of Cain and Abel is everywhere. Now let's go ahead a little bit of history. This is just a revision. Usually I don't go live and speak about these things because there are so many profane, so many Canaanite masking themselves as us, because the stories are in other books. They are vehemently, fervently against the story. Okay, this is how it goes. In the book of 100,000 war, 100,000 giant war, in the book of Lamech of Cain. Okay, Lamech of Cain wrote book. The children of Cain's wrote book. Okay, you would not find them like this, but they actually write book. Okay, the book of the Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, we studied those books. All right, couple of years ago. There's a playlist right here in our channel. You can go ahead and check it. Okay, there's a playlist right there. It's been a while, but it is in there. Oh boy. Okay, this is the book of Lamech of Cain. All right, the book of Nebuchadnezzar tablet. Okay, those are the children of Cain. Their word book. They told you the other side of the story. Okay, Cain and Lamech. All right, let's go to the book of Lamech of Cain. She had a little collar, well, so a little mandolin, so to speak. So we studied the book 5 years ago. I used to do study September 26, 2020. We were studying the book of Lamech of Cain. All right. That's why I had a great understanding of who the Canaanites and the children of Cain were, because Lamech was Master Mahan. Mahan which is the priesthood of Mahan, was Cain. Okay, Cain called himself Mahan. Cain literally take the priesthood of the Most High by force because he lost it to his brother Abel, so he took it by force. Why he did it from his own church, this horrible church called, Mahan. He called himself Mahan. Now, Cain was not that powerful. Cain didn't have the knowledge that he needs to have to literally build the church. Okay, let me put it right there. There we go. Okay, that's a representation of. This is just me, a representation of Cain right here. Okay, which is the engineering and whatever Prometheus. It's not that what it is. It's just me taking the example. And this is Lamech, his son, Lamech of Cain. So, what happened is Cain did not have the knowledge to do anything. He only know how to murder, kill, lie, robbery, because he is a cursed man. He cannot work. If he works, he can't walk the land. The land won't give him anything. So he had to kill people and eat them. And he has to steal, and he never tell the truth. And he hated the people that were blessed. And this is just passed through his son Canaan, which is the descendant of Cain. Okay? He was the wicked line of it. Now, Lamech of Cain, remember there is two Lamech, all right? Because Cain is hiding. All he does is hiding. He's hiding himself, hiding information, and he's claiming to be us. So Cain had a son named Lamech. But there's two Lamech. People always confuse. When something good happened, Lamech of Cain quickly come up and said, I did this, this is me, and stuff like that. And when something bad happened, which he did, he went away, said the other Cain did it. The Lamech of Seth is the one who did this. So Lamech of Cain was a very wicked man, and the Most High was heavy upon his loin. And the book that he himself wrote, the Most High was so after him that he couldn't hold it anymore. And his sin was so much upon him, he couldn't live and he couldn't die. Because the Most High cursed the line of Cain that they can't live, they can't die until the great day that he eliminated them. So now Lamech said, there is one way for me to do this. I cannot follow the step of my father. And Lamech did a lot, man. If you read this book, somebody actually scolded me for reading the book of Lamech of Cain because of the sexual things that was going on in there. Law of lewdness. The lewdness in this book is triple X. You can watch porn in public and you cannot read this book in public. The amount of stuff Cain was doing, not with people, with animals. Lamech was transforming himself into a guantiqua, if you know what that means. And then he would yield himself to a male guantiqua. And Nebuchadnezzar did the same thing with his wife. They will yield themselves to lewdness, horrible and terrible sexual practice. Lamech of Cain did every horrible lewdness that you could possibly imagine, and you can even imagine. Except, doing the normal, coitus between a man and a woman. So now, damn it. So, give me a second. I'm having an issue with my. There we go. See if it works now. Oh, still doesn't work. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. It's working, but it's working in one ear. Can you guys still hear me? Oops. Can you guys? Because I can't. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, it's working now. Mea culpa. Now, Lamech of Cain, curse was too much upon him, and he said, I cannot live like my father. I'm tired of murdering, raping, robbing, lying, killing, and this lewdness. I want to have what those guys are having out there. But his people, I'll go back to that woman, okay? His people tell him, we are cursed. We can't live like them. But we need a way to live. So Lamech of Cain went to see Jared, the father of Enoch. Remember, if Jared taught Enoch, and Enoch is the great Seth and all that, Toph and all that things. And Jared was the master priesthood of the Most High before Abel and stuff like that, with Seth coming out. So Jared was the high priest at that time. That was before the antediluvian. That was before the great flood, when we had all those technology, Atlantis rise there. This is the time during Atlantis, all those Prometheus things and stuff like that. Those things were there. So Lamech of Cain went to see Jared. He said, Uncle Jared, I'm sorry for what my father did. I was taught wrong. I don't want to live like this. I'm cursed. Whatever that I do, it's just, I didn't do those things, but my father did. And I don't want to be like him. I don't want to be like my people. Is there any way that I can do anything that could change the situation that I am? Jared stand up. He said, my son, Lamech of Cain, there is nothing you can do to get this thing off of you, because it is done by the Most High God Almighty. There's nothing you can do. And then he told Lamech of Cain that, however, there's something you could do to somewhat alleviate the pain. I getting rid of it though. Just giving you a breather. You are in the lava, but we're going to take you out of the lava and give you a 5-minute breaks in Arizona, Death Valley. Still gonna be hot, but not as hot. And then you're gonna go back to the lava. And he told Lamech of Cain, if you choose to live as righteous, show me. And he said, I will teach you the lower state of the priesthood. This is the highest place you can go, to the lowest place of the priesthood. You can't go any further because your bloodline, the blood that flowed through you, you can't. So now Jared show him, when you have sin, this is how you erase your sin. And he showed him an example of one of the, back then they didn't have the word for Israelites, but the one of the chosen, a Sephite from the line of Seth. And he said, this guy has sinned. This woman have sinned. So he said, whenever you have sinned, you buy a goat. Okay, you put any animal back then. You put your hand upon this animal. You transfer the sin from you to this animal. And then the animal will die. And the guy that Jared bought, he made the guy put his hand upon the goat, and then the goat, a few days later, the goat died, and the guy was free of the sin. And he showed Mr. Lamech of Cain all those things, and then he said, now you try. So Lamech of Cain bought an animal. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it's in the book of Lamech of Cain. He put his hand upon this animal and said, I transfer my sin, or the sin that I do today. You cannot transfer all your sin though. It has to be something that you done per sin. You have to transfer per sin, per goat. If you break, sin means breaking the God's law. If you break God's law 10 times, you need 10 goats. But Lamech did a little sin. That's what he thought. He said, I transfer my sin to this animal. And instantly, the animal exploded. He bought the bigger one. Well, instantly, the moment he put his hand upon the animal just exploded. And he looked at Jared, horrified. And he was like, what happened here? Is this the degree of my sin? And then Jared said, yeah. And Lamech of Cain went into a training under the priesthood of the Most High. He tried to do better. He woke up. He stopped involving himself in that lewdness. He stopped yielding himself to Guantiqua. For those of you who may not know what a Guantiqua is. Okay. Guantiqua? Is that what that is? No, Gontiqua. Whoopsie. Let's get it. Yeah, is that what that is? Gontiqua. Guantiqua or Gontiqua? All right. There we go. Gontiqua. Okay, so they removed the Gontiquas. Okay, so they are in the tablet, ancient tablet. So a Gontiqua is the closest thing is a werewolf. Okay, is a beast animal. Okay, is a beast like dog, a werewolf, kind of like beast animal. Okay, Cain will transform himself into this and then go do lewdness with other beasts, and then he will yield himself unto Guantiquas and let them mount him and do horrible stuff to with his mother, his sister, and all his stuff. That's why they have the law. And Jared taught him, he said, you can't get involved with those backward lewdness in there. You can't do that. Okay? So Lamech of Cain do the best that he could, and every day he's changing. Every day he realized that his behavior is changing. His mind start clearing. And then Jared hired him to do low work, cleaning outside the temple, taking sacrifices from other people, doing low job, low level, low stuff, and things like that. And Lamech of Cain grow. And then he wrote the book. He confessed all his sin, all the horrible things that his father taught him. It's all in the book of Lamech of Cain. Okay? And then he went and then started teaching his children, which revolted against him. Okay? He had his son, Tubal of Cain. Is that what that is? I studied this thing ages ago. Oops. Tubal. Cain Tubal or Cain Tubal Cain. Okay. Tubal Cain, okay, the son of Cain. Tubal Cain was the one who actually murdered and killed Cain, okay, by accident. But he murdered and killed Cain. So Jared learned a lot of Lamech of Cain learned a lot of the priesthood from Jared, a lot of technology, and then he went in. Those were the lower knowledge, and then he went in and teach his children. He teaches brothers, say we have to be good brothers. We can't be doing this. Our father fucked up, and the curse fell upon us. But we have to do the best that we can do to do this. And then they're like, but we are cursed. He said, yeah, but we are condemned to receive 1,000 lashes. If we do this, we will only receive 99.99 lashes. They will take one lash off, and then they start learning. Lamech of Cain become somewhat a righteous man. He changed. But as the children of Cain, his bloodline, his blood, his DNA didn't sit too well with that. And right after, he learned what he needed to be learned, and then the arrogance come out. The pride come out. The fakeness wear off. And Lamech of Cain say, "Now I know what to do now." Once again, for the forces, the order of the dark forces, he broke up from Jared. He threw away everything, and then he went out there and reformed the Church of Mahan and called himself Master Mahan. Now he have to him he believe he have all the knowledge. Then he said, I know why my father hated my uncle, my forefathers or whatever, and things like that. He said my father was right, and then he feed after that. He planned everything. He followed and perfected Cain plan, because now he had the necessary knowledge that he learned from Jared. And then he said the only way for us to destroy them is to pretend and act to be like them, just like I did to Jared. Is to perform the things that they are performing and ask them to pray for us so the curse can stay away from us. Is to always lie to them. And he passed it up until his son Canaan, okay, or Canaan. All right, give me a second here. Let's take another break. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! All right, so join our Patreon. We cannot cast our pearl before swine, and that's what Jared did. He cast his pearl in front of Lamech of Cain, become a swine, and then he took the pearl and trampled upon it. Join our Patreon. Let's study in secret. Let's study in private, whether you're a Jew or Gentiles alike. If you come for the knowledge, you will receive what the Holy One will give unto you. Join our Patreon. The link is in the website. Now, when Lamech of Cain become Master Mahan, and then literally we formed the Catholic Church, and then it split it into a bunch of other harlots, such as, you know, the Protestant Church, the Baptist Church, Islam, and all the other stuff they perverted. Okay, remember, Lamech told his children, we cannot, the way that we are going about things, certain things my father was on, we cannot be pure evil. We have to imitate goodness, imitate righteousness, and apply evil. Okay, we have to dress like them, talk like them, be in the midst of them, and make them pray for us. They are the only people that can keep the curse away from us. Lord forbid the day that they turn their tongue against us. Lord forbid. They turn their mind. Their mind is the greatest thing. Hijack, swaggerjack their mind, that's it. The greatest thing you can do to the children of the chosen is to have them using their mind against themselves. Have them using and be afraid of their own power. And that's the greatest weapon. So now, that was the story. Okay, now Lamech went back with the knowledge that he got from Jared, okay, the lower priesthood, and then he thought that Jared taught him everything. But Jared already knew that he was doing this thing. Jared actually had more curses unto Lamech of Cain without even him knowing this. Okay, what he taught Lamech of Cain is like the ultimate things that will literally obliterated not only all the line of Cain, all the people that associate with him. So now that happened. So this is where the laws of Lamech apply. That women, remember in the Book of Mormon, or the Book of, it's in the Book of Covenant, the Book of Covenant, Mormon, or whatever that book is. I forgot, it escaped my mind. Mea culpa. Now, when they were hungry, they wanted to get stuff, and then the children of Cain, the Canaanites, they were there, and they said, you know what? Let's go get job and be like them people and work as hard as we can, and so we can get money too. It's gonna take us time, but we are going to be just like them because they are blessed people. And one of the women, she stand up, she said, are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you forget who we are? Or have you forgotten what our father Cain gave unto us? And the other one said, but we cannot live like that. It's unsustainable. Whatever that we do, yea, now we will have the temporary pleasure, but we will put permanent stuff in that. She like, oh, you bastard. You're talking like you are coming from the line of Shem, the line of Seth. You're talking like are you loving them? He said, no, I'm just making a point. He said, you're not making any point. This is what we need to do. When now she stand up, she say, tell me if I'm wrong. Didn't our father Cain live before us? And everybody like, yeah, well, yes, Cain lived before us. And when our father Cain and those that ally himself need something, what do? Well, they say, well, they offer a sacrifice. And so she said, yeah. We don't need to walk. All we need to do is take one of the person here, offer him as a sacrifice, and then we'll have money. And to the whole thing, everybody agree. And someone in there, in the midst of there, was not a Canaanite, was hang out with the Canaanite. They grabbed the fellow, they slit his throat, they murder him, and then they spill the blood for a demon. And the demon gives them money. And she spit in the face of the other Canaanite. Said, don't you ever go out there and work for money and put your strength in them. Whenever you need money, you do as our father Cain do. You murder for it. That's who we are. That's what we do. It's a law in the midst of the Canaanite. So years ago when we studied this, and I realized that, well, there's a lot of Canaanite in the midst. It's not like they hated knowledge. They want me to reject knowledge. Why are you reading this book? They were very fierce, very angry. I was reading the book. If you go ahead and you read some of the comments, I'll remove them. Okay. There's a lot. It's a whole thing. Okay. Okay. All right. There's a lot of people. Where does it says Nahama is Noah's wife? I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I can find it. It's in there. It's in all the stuff. Okay. We have people. I used to go back and forth and arguing with people, and I realized that in the soul they were Canaanites. The book vexed them. The book relieved like, oh, this is what Cain was doing. Okay. And there's the other book, the book of Nebuchadnezzar, tablet 2, which brought more stuff that was happening in Nineveh. All right, so I don't waste my time trying to come after those people because they have a law that is written not only on paper, but in their DNA. Just like that law is written on not only in paper and my DNA. We have laws to that. It's already embedded in us. There's nothing we can do to remove it. Again, this is for reference, okay? All right, so that's what happened with the so-called the Canaanite. Okay, let's go back and we, the Vatican, Book of Lamech of Cain. There's another book. I shouldn't be studying those books publicly, but I did. Go to our playlist and go to our playlist and or you can buy the book though, the Book of Lamech of Cain and stuff like that. Let me see, where is it? Okay, the Book of Lamech of Cain, the Spanish Inquisition, the Book of Nebuchadnezzar tablet, and I was receiving too much heat online, and I said, okay, this cannot be, no, this is not a book that I should go online and study. Those people are against this, and I just go private and study this thing with private people, and then, yeah, that's what that is. So let's keep on moving.
We cannot rely on government officials to enforce these protections. We have to take enforcement into our own hands. And that is why we're here today to announce the first lawsuit of its kind against a landlord who collected close to $100,000 illegally in rent from the Rennick family who was displaced by the Eden fire. We cannot rely on government officials to enforce these protections. We have to take enforcement into our own hands. And that is why we're here today to announce the first lawsuit of its kind against a landlord who collected close to $100,000 illegally in rent from the Rennick family who was displaced by the Eden fire.
So that was uploaded 20 minutes ago. This is the stuff that they won't show you. After fire, what they get money? Who's benefited from that? Somebody took close to 100 G's from after the Eden fire, okay? All right, things like that, you won't see it.
The number of wildfires still burning in Southern California. The Sandy fire in Ventura County has now burned more than 2,100 acres with 40% containment. It erupted Monday morning in the area of Sandy Avenue before quickly spreading amid gusty winds and burning a home on Trickling Brook Court to the ground. Evacuation orders and warnings remain in effect.
In Riverside County, the Bain fire, that's in Jurupa Valley, it has burned nearly 1,500 acres. It is 67% contained tonight. In Paris, the Placentia fire, now 35% contained. 3 homes have been destroyed there. And in Homeland, that is just outside of Hemet, more than 600 acres burned, and it is 57% contained. All of the evacuation zones for the Verona fire now have been dropped.
And on day 8 of fire burning on Santa Rosa Island, fire crews are now transitioning to the mop-up.
Again, these type of things, beloved, it's not gonna slow down. It's not gonna stop. It's only gonna get worse. They are not gonna show you the actual house and the burnt bread. They'll show you, oh, this is like a mountain being burned down, like, you know, it's brown grass. It's just like dryness in this arid area. There's nothing for you to worry about. But okay, all right, whatever.
Phase, as more than half the fire perimeter has been contained. It is the largest wildfire ever recorded on any of the Channel Islands. More than 18,000 acres have burned. A man who crashed his sailboat unintentionally sparked that fire with his emergency flares. 2 historic structures were destroyed.
Firefighters were challenged initially by rapid fire growth in windy conditions. Sadly, we did have 1 home that we've confirmed has been destroyed. And while that is only 1 home, it is the home that belonged to the family that lived here for many years, and a tragic loss for that family. We have 750 firefighters involved in this firefight. We have firefighters from the ground and from the air. What we saw in this fire was residents who were prepared. They had a plan and knew where they were going to evacuate. They were staying informed and following evacuation orders.
Okay, so again, that was 3 days ago. Okay, this fire is still there. They just don't talk about it. All right? It's still there. All right? There is fires. There are flooding. Okay? This curse is upon the people and it is destroying. Now, folks always want to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, the Jacob's trouble, and we you now. Ages ago, I told my beloved, you will enter a time where 83 gonna come right there in your face and said, they are you. Okay? Just like Tubal, we had a Tubal. So they have to put Tubal Cain in there. Okay, just like we have Nahama. Okay, there's a book called the Book of Nahama. Okay, there's Nahama, the wife of Noah, and then there's another Nahama, a horrible woman. Okay, a demon queen. Okay, the one that lied with the fallen angels, so to speak. The one that claimed to be the fallen angels. The original fallen angel is not what you think it is. Remember, whatever that we do, those people quickly go out there and then and do something else. And then do something close as what you... It wasn't a novel. It's a very ancient book called Nahama. You won't find it like this. Okay? Nahama. Oops. Okay. Nahama is a demon, an angel, albeit prostitution, a primordial goddess. The Kabbalah described Nahama as being similar to Lilith because she was Lilith's daughter. Remember, there is 2 Eve. One Eve was Lilith Eve, and another Eve was Eve. Okay, there was a son that was born from Lilith. That is another line. And they caught that, and then they say, well, Eve was the one who did this. Remember, that's why Cain is really good. He things up, and then they say, you did it. He messed things up and said, you did it. There's a lot we don't know. And they say Nahama, what they name, Cain name is one of his daughter Nahama. And then when Noah take the righteous Nahama, and he had the 3 sons with him, with her, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And they say, well, it was the Nahama of Cain. It's just so much confusion because that's what those people do. Okay? Often with another Nahama sister, right? Let's read this to show you this is all that they do. Okay? Nahama or Nahimoth, Hebrew, pleasant, is a demon described in the Zohar, a foundational work of Jewish mysticism. She originated from and is often conflated with another Nahama, sister of Tubal Cain. There are so many, because that's what they do, okay? There are so many Nahamas and stuff like that, okay? Nahama is mentioned in the Bible in Genesis 4:22 as a descendant of Cain. She was the only mentioned daughter of Lamech and Zillah, and the youngest mentioned child. Her brother was Tubal Cain, which she made lewdness with. The whole family were like that. While Jabal and Jubal were her half-brothers, sons of Lamech, or the wife of Ada. She's often conflated. It's just so much confusion. If you don't ask the Holy Spirit to clear things out for you, you're like, what the hell? Which Naam are we all talking about now? Which Abel? Which Cain? Cain is a righteous name. It's just like he doesn't do righteous. Tubal, or those are word of power. Tubal, Cain, his son. He copied pretty much anything and everything. Okay? So, according to the Zohar, after Cain kills Abel, Adam separates from Eve for 130 years. During this time, Lilith and Nahama seduce him and bear his demonic children who become the plagues of mankind. She and Lilith cause epilepsy and children. There's a lot there that you need to ask the Holy Spirit and clear things from you. Because whenever Cain do something, he said Adam did this. Okay? He said after Adam left Eve, as if they were separated. But when you read the book of Adam and Eve, first book, you realize that Adam could not leave Eve, Eve could not leave Adam. Because there's a spiritual power in the midst of them. They can't. And Adam and Eve were made to a degree, especially Adam, immortal until the day they're supposed to die. Adam killed himself pretty much every day he came back to life. Because the Messiah said, nah, you're going to live there until that time. Because back then, before the flood, life worked a little bit different than what you know right now. Okay, so they said during this time, Lilith and Nahama, her own, the other woman, seduce Adam and bear his demonic children. Wait, hang on. I think it's Cain. According to Zohar, after Cain kills Abel and Adam, separates from Eve for 130 years. During this time, Lilith and Nahama seduce him and bear his demonic children who become the plagues of mankind. She and Lilith cause epilepsy and children. Okay, well, are they talking about Cain or are they talking about Adam? Okay, this is the issue. You know, according to the Zohar, after Cain kills Abel, Adam separates from Eve for 130 years. During this time, Lilith and Nahama seduce him. Whoa! Is it Adam or is it Cain? And bear his demonic children, who becomes the plagues of mankind. So, okay, well, so you mean to tell me that the seed is coming from the man. Adam slept with the demon Lilith, and Nahama impregnated both of them, and then that's what make the kids bad? Or is it Cain? It's just that's what the Canaanites do. They put things in there to confuse you if you read it on your own. But when you ask the Holy Spirit, you literally know who go out there and slept with Lilith and Nahama, his own daughter. The lewdness, love lewdness. That's why you see stepbrothers this, stepsister that, my stepsister is this. The step is just another. No, my real sister. The filth industry is loaded with Canaanites. Always come up like, oh, but my stepmother, my stepfather and stepson. My stepson got caught up in this washing machine. My stepmother, my stepsister, step, because they love this type of lewdness. I spoke about this a few years ago live. And is that thing even recording right now? Is it? Yep. So I spoke about this a few years ago concerning the whole step thing. Back then, the filth industry wasn't filth. It was an art. It was the art of making love, a man and a woman make love like there. People watch it, and they do too, because people that don't know how to practice this love. It was like a beautiful book that we would call the Kama Sutra. Okay? But the Kama Sutra book become visual, become moving pictures. A beautiful thing. But then again, Canaanites get involved with it. All right? Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! All right, get our book, do your own spiritual background check, know who's your angel, who's the other side, and things like that. All right, I was saying something here before. Excuse me. Before the whole thing escaped my mind and anything like that. So, with the children of Cain, beloved, it's all nothing but confusion. It's them going out there telling you this, telling you that, and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and finish this. In another story from the Zohar, Nahama and Lilith are said to have co-opted Uzzah and Azazel, who were part of the group of angels who known as the Watchers. The text stated she also attracts demons, and she is continuously chased by demon kings Afrira and Castimon every night, but she leaps away every time and takes multiple forms to entice men. She makes sport with the sons of men. Well, the word for sport is baking, and conceive from them through their dreams, from the male desire, and she attaches herself to them. She takes the desire and nothing more, and from that desire she conceives and brings forth all kinds of demons into the world. And those sons she bears for men visited the women of humankind, who then conceive from them and give birth to spirits, and all of them go to the first Lilith, and she brings them up. It's just a lot right there, okay? So that's why, the things like that, happen and stuff, the confusion. So you really need the Holy Spirit to explain it to you. So in the midst of all that, I do my studies privately, and I realize that when Cain want to know something, when he doesn't know how to pervert things, he will trick our people into debates. Okay? It will trick our people into saying things. And then once we debate something, we say some things that he didn't know how to do it. And after our debate, you watch their videos, you realize that, well, what the hell? This guy is saying the same thing that I was saying, but he put his own stuff in it and make it like as if he come up with the knowledge. But it isn't. Okay, so all those stuff we studied them privately. There are people that are here that's been here with us. They know that. Okay, study to show that self-approved. This is my part too. All right, study. You know there'll be no Jacob Trouble. You're at peace right now. Now meditate to show that self-approved. Join our Patreon or meditate on your own. Join other people out there. Study, get knowledge. Okay. All right, let's keep on moving to the next step. Well, to the next video.
Impacted. News Channel 10's Canyon Cavazos joins us in the studio with the most recent numbers related to the destruction.
The Stinky Fire covers more than 2,300 acres and is 95% contained as of tonight. Potter County officials say 77 homes were impacted by the fire, including 52 homes that were destroyed. All mandatory evacuations have been lifted for neighborhoods impacted by the Stinky Fire that started at the city landfill northwest of Amarillo.
We currently have 52 homes destroyed, 1 home with major damage, 7 with minor damage.
Okay, 52, all right, barely 30K views, okay, 52 homes. Now it's 77, they updated it, okay. They report 52 homes, you know what to do, 5 plus 2, you know who's in the midst. So it is now 77 that they recorded. It is beyond that, okay. So now what they want to show is, okay, who are those people that lost their beloved homes? And how did they did this home? Did they bought it? Did their fathers or forefathers die and left this home? What happened upon those cities? Back then in the 1950s, well, 1940s, even in the 1910s, when the sun go down upon those towns, what would happen if they caught a melanin fellow over there working, or you want to call him a black person working there? What kind of town were those towns? Did the sun rise in there? Were the sun uptown? But if there were sun uptown, why is it this great judgment is coming upon them right now? Well, that's the thing they won't tell. Let's keep on moving.
17 homes affected. That brings a total of 77 homes that were touched by some way by this fire. Now, when I say damage assessments, we are looking at homes, not barns, not outbuildings, not tough sheds. We're looking at homes.
Officials are asking people to stay out of the area unless you are a resident.
I mean, we don't need somebody just driving around doing the looky-loo thing. Put yourself in those people's shoes. If it was your house that burned down or lost, would you want people driving by and taking pictures of it? Just be mindful of that.
And here's the thing. Cain does not like you. This thing right here. Cain does not like you taking picture of his destruction, to document his destruction, to show that he is going under the curse. Don't take pictures and post them online. You can take picture of this burning bush over there, or this burning grass over there, this arid place that there's no structure over there. But if you put my house in there and like that, you know, hey, I'm gonna come after you, man. Anyway, to me, this picture looks like some kind of flying being, and it's like a man. This is the back of his head right now. Got a little hair thing going on right here, and then this is his face. This is his nose. It's like a little curly nose. This is his eyes right there, and this is his face, mouth. He got a goatee. This is a goatee. His neck, and then his hand, and then his body. He look like a little demon. You know, his chest right here, and then his leg like a goat leg, you know, go all the way, and then she's like a hind leg. It's like an animal goat leg, and then his tail right there. You know, look at his tail, and then his back over there, his butt, and then look at this little wing that he has in his back. It's like a little like a angel wing, but this fellow is no angel. And this is the back of his back, in the back of his neck or face and stuff like that. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, But then again, those things always there and distract me on seeing things. Again, it look like a little flying demon that burn out the house and then fly away. And head right there got a little hairstyle on top of his head. And then this is his forehead. His nose is perked up. And his eyes right there. And then it's going over there. And then there's his lips right here. And then this is his goatee. Like I got like a goat beard. You know, so his neck right there, and his little hand right here, going right here under there. This is his chest, and this is his belly, you know, fairly small, you know, and then his hind legs, you know, his thighs right there, and then his knee right here, and then this is his leg, and then this is the tree, look like the hoof, you know, the good hoof and stuff like that. You know, go up right here and stuff like that. You know, this is the hind leg part, and this is his butt, and then the tail connected to his butt. All right, you know, Big Levi, I can see stuff that other people can't see. I'm not too well upstairs, so I don't know. Let's keep on going, beloved. Okay.
Use your common sense.
Fire crews will continue patrolling the area throughout the night as they work toward full containment.
We will have a TIFMA strike team that is attached to the Texas A&M Forest Service. Will be in that neighborhood patrolling tomorrow during daylight hours. After that, we're hoping that we're going to be able to call this fire contained and pull resources off of it.
Potter County Judge Nancy Tanner emphasizes the impact for those who lost their homes.
This is a sad day. 52 people are without, 52 homes are destroyed. And my heart goes out to these people. So thank you all for everything you do, the city.
So again, there's another trick the Canaanite does, all right? Whenever something horrible, the blessing is gone and the curses is cleaving onto them, they will say, well, we need your thoughts and prayers and stuff. Or they will say, my heart is with them and stuff. And our people will repeat after them, say, okay, my heart is with this fellow. And then that's how they tricked our people to get rid of the curse from them, so they won't get this. As the moment you don't send your thoughts and prayer and stuff to those people, they'll be destroyed. Because our people, we are so sensitive, we are so good at heart. We don't want to see anybody, even our oppressor, our enemies, go through any trouble, because that's all we've been going through, and we know what that thing is. But not anymore.
County, everybody who has a hand in this, thank you so much, and just keep your prayers coming.
City officials say the cause of the fire is not known, but they say landfill fires are often caused by batteries or chemical reactions.
Going back, as much as we've turned over the trash and as much as we've moved out there to extinguish this, there's just no way that we can go back and pin.
His name, Donnie Hooper. Isn't Donnie for the surname Daniel? Is that what that is? Is that what that is? Daniel 12:1. Donnie, what does that mean? Name means? Okay. The name Donnie generally means a world ruler or proud chieftain. It originates in a fiction. Oh, Donald. Is that Donald? Well, yeah. All right. A nickname or shortened from a Scottish Gaelic name, Donald. Oh, yeah, Donald. All right. Donald. It's a world ruler, you know. We need to trump this ruler. All right, let's keep on moving.
Pinpointed to a single item that caused this.
Hooper says drones will monitor for hotspots throughout the night.
Every action.
All right, so I retract what I say that Donnie means Daniel. No. Mea culpa. Donnie means Donald.
We take, every decision we make is made in that context. This is our home. We fight for it every day. We fight for those next to us and fight for those in front of us. Always. That is our mission, and it will never fail to try to achieve that mission every day.
The Amarillo Area Foundation is accepting monetary donations, and physical donations can be dropped off at the Women's Center Thrift City. VOAD secured a long-term housing partnership with Airbnb for those who lost their homes or homes that were affected.
This is the news that you want to see. This is the thing that show me the houses, show me the people, show me the desperation, the great despair. Show that to me. And People cannot sit there and say, but Big Levi, this is on Channel 10, by the way. Big Levi, well, you have to understand, the elites are doing this because they want to build data center. Oh, really? You got the most comfortable, abundant, water plentiful place called the hood. They are not burning down the hood to put their data center. Most hood are located in the city. Most people live in the cities. The city have the most data in it. So they won't do that. They won't put it in the city. They will go and burn down those people stuff out there. But whatever, man. Let's keep on moving.
Overnight, wildfires raging across Southern California, forcing thousands of evacuations. The Sandy Fire in Simi Valley now scorched more than 2,100 acres just 30 miles from Los Angeles. That fast-moving fire has threatened neighborhoods. This time-lapse video shows the race to escape. The winds howling, smoke and embers flying as families grab what they could, the sky turning orange. Headlights barely visible as they pulled away and disappeared.
So, I mean, look at this thing, man. Look at the camera, man. Okay? Okay, look at the camera, right?
This time-lapse video shows the race to escape. The winds howling, smoke and embers flying as families grab what they could, the sky turning orange.
Man.
Headlights barely
escape, man. You can't stop the Most High Wrath. Yeah. The Most High Wrath. Yeah, you can't stop it, son. What's up with you, nigga? What's up with this dude right here?
barely visible as they pulled away and disappeared. Randy Biles' doorbell camera alerted him that the fire was nearby and his wife was still inside.
It was so smoky you couldn't see through here. It was really bad. That's why I didn't know she wasn't here.
Officials have been trying to gain the upper hand on these fires for days. Calmer winds have helped, but firefighters are still battling hotspots in rugged terrain.
We're constantly monitoring weather. There's communications happening between the different divisions and making assessments of where the fire is going to move.
The Bain Fire in Riverside County, burning nearly 1,500 acres. 3 people suffering smoke inhalation, another taken to a hospital with traumatic injuries. And nearby, the Verona Fire, destroying at least 3 structures.
And conditions have been slowly improving, helping firefighters start to get the upper hand. The Sandy Fire here is now 22% contained, but new fires are sparking up every day. Guys?
And that is a major concern. Trevor, thank you.
So, yeah. Okay, that and 2 graduates killed by a falling tree is another one. People that are, just being killed by falling trees. Okay? All right, let's watch this one. There's a huge fire in Phoenix right now. I think I have it here, but let's watch what happened here.
No matter where you go in Swainsboro, it feels like everyone has a story about Mr. James Walker.
When he walks in every day, it's just like a ray of sunshine. He's always positive. He always has a positive attitude, and he always has something nice to say.
And his son, Ken Cherio. His friends called him.
Okay, so, before this thing even go where it needs to go, the people that have the Holy Spirit, you already know why this thing happened to this fellow right there. Okay, I don't know the guy, but I know the sign. All right, and this holy sign is not for them. All right, so we already know what kind of denomination this fellow was under. Okay, let's keep on moving.
Deontay.
He was a leader, but he was a leader in the way that most people wouldn't expect to see a leader. He led by example.
And Nigeria Johnson. All 3 passed away in a car accident Saturday night.
He would do anything for anybody. He's helped me since I've been over at the nursing home.
Whether it's at the Emmanuel Medical Center, where James worked.
He was like a father figure to everybody. This man had the whole house built a little, he just had a good heart about him.
That came into my life, he was the nicest, sweetest man ever. He'll give you great advice about your life. I told him I was going to school, and he was proud of me about going to school.
Jesus saves, church. And there are certain things that beloved brother Big Judah touched on this, and he said, well, whenever people do something, they always go, okay, well, he was a good man, he got a good job, he always there smiling and things like that. But what did this guy do for the children of the Holy One? What did he do something to advance them? Did he did some, but better yet, did he did something against them? Did he did something to prevent them from getting certain things or from getting certain where? Yea, lo indeed, the fellow looked like he like, well, could be one of us. But as we know ages ago, you cannot trust people's skin color, man. It's the spirit in them. Of course, this Jesus Saves Church and things like that. You already know those people who abide with the Canaanite church, the priesthood of Mahan. That's what that is.
Or at Jesus Saves Church, where James and Deontay were front row every Sunday.
And there's many people here at this church who confess to me that they are here because of how he engaged them out in the community, how he invited them to come.
So many people in this community's lives touched.
You never know the last time you're going to hug somebody. Thursday night I was at graduation. I seen Mr. James and I seen Conchero come off the field, and as soon as he seen me, he hollers, "Pastor," the way he always had. And we got a picture and a hug.
Deontay and Nikiri.
He was a good servant. The fellow was a good servant, okay? He taught his children, again, we keep telling people, if you're a Christian, you're a Christian. That's fine. But don't bring your children into this thing, because if you do this, it is considering as child abuse. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! Yay! Join us, beloved, and our Patreon and study with us for more knowledge. And again, if you want to go to your church, you go to your church. But if you brought your kids in there, that's child abuse.
We're celebrating Thursday night, both graduating from Swainsboro High School. This morning, their classmates held a vigil, mourning their loss.
You meet people like that and they don't come but once in a lifetime. But I've never had anybody up here like Mr. James.
Their loss is felt deeply, no matter where you look in this town. 3 lights, gone far too soon.
All right. Okay. Another fellow, okay, died. A tree fell onto him. All right. Tornado destroys home. Where's this tornado? There's a tornado out there? Let's watch this. Boy, it has so much going on today.
Tonight, a family in Headland is looking to get back on their feet after their whole world has been flipped upside down after seeing their home in pieces after an apparent tornado swept through Henry County. WHN's Robert Smith Jr. joins us live in Headland at the home that was destroyed. Rob?
Yeah, hey Camilla, the Hughes family, which is a family of 5, say they were just so grateful that they weren't home. If you take a look at the scene behind me, they say there's just no way that they would be alive today without a doubt. Now, what started as a day of celebration on Memorial Day turned into chaos quickly as the Hughes home on County Road 15 in Headland was hit by a preliminary EF1 tornado. Now, fortunately, the family of 5 was not home at the time. They were at a family member's house having a grill out. At first, they were going to stay home since they cooked dinner the night before for the holiday, but they decided to go last minute after getting a phone call, which ultimately may have saved their lives. Now, after they finished eating, the homeowner says his phone went haywire with calls and texts after a preliminary EF1 tornado destroyed their home. They lost mainly all of their belongings, children, clothes, pictures, and more. The family says there is truly nothing that can prepare you for this kind of shock, to pull up and see your home collapsed.
Yeah, the tornadoes, plague number 9, is that what that is? 10. No, I'm getting rusted here, man. Well, why this thing? Oh, I did click close. Come on, you son of a gun. Oh, man, you bastards. All right, there we go. Number 10, destroy thunder voices and destroying earthquakes. Thunder voices, loud boom is the weather, the tornadoes, the floods. It's in there, okay? Then again, beloved, people are wondering why this thing is happening. Well, it's happening because of Genesis 15, verse 13, and he said unto Abraham, "Know for surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Yea, indeed." 1619. 2019, 400 years over, also that nation whom they shall serve will I'll judge. And that's what you see over there, and the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. That's what's going on with this. The weather, the tornadoes, trees are falling, killing people, fires everywhere. I'm not even going to get into the war because it's a shenanigans that you guys are doing out there and act like, hey, we are doing this, we are doing that. Pay attention to us and give us your energy. Give us this and that. No. We ain't going to give you guys energy. No prayers. No thoughts and prayers, sire.
Yeah, devastated. You worked hard for something your whole life and it's gone, and in a matter of an hour, everything's gone. So something you see on TV and you think would never happen to you, and it happened.
It happened. That's what it is, man. You just came back home and your house is destroyed. And folks always say, but Big Levi, you don't understand. Those people are doing this because, the elite gonna build some kind of the data center, and then they are doing this for insurance money. Really? There are certain things that insurance will never be able to replace. There are certain memories, certain stuff you lost in a house or whatever endeavor that you caused because this cataclysm, stuff you lost, photos and things that are sentimental, cannot be replaced. All right, let's keep on moving.
Now, Hughes says he's thankful for the Helen village, consisting of his hunting club friends, family friends, and neighbors, strangers, for pitching in multiple ways to help, whether that's physically, such as washing the clothes that they could save, friends making sure that they have a car to get around town, as there is a car that was basically smashed by the home here, and for those who are helping financially. In fact, there is a GoFundMe page created by one of the family members to help the family get back on their feet to recover and rebuild. And we'll make sure we have that link on our website later this evening. We're live in Headland tonight. Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.
Terrible things, but it happened. Okay. All right. So, and there's something that happened in Dallas. Let's go to it. I think I got it here. Let's go to it. 11 people unaccounted for after explosion in apartment. Ley line switch, apartment up, blowing up. The whole apartment is gone. Where are the people? This thing happened a few years ago in Florida. The pancake issue, we know it here, and things like that. People just don't want to talk about this, but well, let's talk about that.
And we are starting tonight with that huge gas explosion that obliterated an apartment building in Dallas. We're going to show you right now huge flames. Look at that thick black smoke. Our Dallas station reports that 11 people who live in the complex cannot be accounted for right now. Oof. At least 4 people have been hospitalized. Let me show you now a live look at the scene. That's it. I mean, there is nothing left.
Nothing.
It's just debris at this point. You can see
gone.
it's still smoking. It's charred. There is a huge push from emergency.
How long we are into this thing? Ooh.
Responders there to try to get this fire out. Our Dallas
Wait,
station
hang on,
also
hang on.
reports
Let's
that a
watch this
contractor had
again.
been
Let's listen to this.
And we are starting tonight with that huge gas explosion that obliterated an apartment building in Dallas. We're going to show you right now huge flames. Look at that thick black smoke. Our Dallas station reports that 11 people who live in the complex cannot be accounted for right now. At least 4 people have been hospitalized. Let me show you now a live look at the scene. That's it. I mean, there is nothing left. It's just debris at this point. You can see it's still smoking. It's charred. There is a huge push from emergency responders there to try to get this fire out. Our Dallas station also reports that a contractor had been working on the building and apparently hit a gas line. That is what led to the explosion. Let's get right to Jesse Kirsch. The images here are just horrific, Jesse. I mean, this thing is totally gone. Search and rescue teams are out there with these 11 people unaccounted for.
Yeah, Hallie, and we know from authorities they've even been using a drone from overhead to try to get a sense of what is going on the ground to see if that leads them to figure anything further out. And as you mentioned, there are 11 people unaccounted for, but it's unclear if they were in the building at the time, right? So it's 5 o'clock in the east right now. This would have been going on in the middle of the workday. We know that at least some schools, at least public schools in the Dallas area, finished up classes for the year, so kids would not have been in school necessarily, but you have people who probably would have been at work, may have been out shopping, running errands of any kind. So at this point, it's unclear what the actual where those 11 people are. Were they trapped inside and are still unaccounted for? Are they going about their day and just haven't been contacted yet? So that's something, of course, to keep an eye on in the hours ahead. And we've also reached out. We've also heard from authorities on the ground in Dallas, and here is what city officials are saying. They're asking people to think of their city tonight.
I want to encourage our entire city, this entire state, the entire nation to come together and pray for all the people, all the families who are affected by this tragedy we are experiencing here today in our city. We ask everyone to please pray for our Dallas Fire Rescue personnel who are still fighting this fire.
So again, Hallie, officials on the ground, they're asking for people to think of Dallas tonight. And again, 11 people, their whereabouts unknown at this point.
Okay, 11. That's a lot of people right there, man. They don't know what happened to those people. That's a lot. Good grief. Former news anchor H home destroying fire. We gotta take this one. Something is going on in Miami, a flooding. Oh boy. Okay, all right. This is a better one. This one is. Let's listen to that one. Okay, this one is better. You know, whenever something happens, put the Negroes in there. This is their fault. Put them in there first so people can see this.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Susie Solis.
Let's see what's happening.
For Dallas Fire Rescue. We're going to answer just a couple of questions after we give you an update tonight about what is going on. And I first want to introduce you to our city manager, Kimberly Beiser-Tolbert.
Thank you so very much. We are definitely saddened about what has happened today in this Oak Cliff community. There are several supporting organizations that we want to take the opportunity to thank for the work that they're doing to assist us with this operation. The American Red Cross, Dallas Crisis Intervention Team, Dallas Emergency Management, Dallas Animal Services, of course, Dallas Fire Rescue, our Dallas Marshal's Office, the Dallas Police Department, our Dallas Street Response Team, Dallas Independent School District, Mental Health Services, Family Gateway, the Salvation Army, and our Transportation and Public Works Department. We could not do what we're doing in this moment without all of these departments and organizations and agencies working together. And so we are truly thankful for their support. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Deputy Chief Berry, who will provide you with a more detailed update.
Right. Thank you for having me. Today, we as first responders were met with a sad situation. And at this time, I'd like to extend from the Dallas Fire Rescue Department and our first responders our heartfelt condolences in this time of bereavement for the families. We responded to a gas leak, reported gas leak. Our first responders, while they were en route to that gas leak, a subsequent explosion occurred. They called for the cavalry and called for an upscaled response, and where a one-alarm structure fire was transmitted, and it was immediately struck into a second alarm. We had the cavalry coming and help coming, but the explosion had already taken place. We, as first responders, our highest priority is life safety and the preservation of life. And so we take this to heart. We're very humbled by today's occasion. We don't take it lightly. However, there's still work to be done. So at this juncture, we have gone from rescue mode to recovery mode. We are still actively in recovery mode, and we may be in this mode for the next 2 to 4 hours, maybe extending this operation even beyond that. So at this time, that's what I have for you, and we will update you. I have to get back to our incident to continue to lead our guys and also take care of bringing this incident under a close. Thank you very much.
And here's the thing, you guys, I don't get anything in here.
Thank you. I'm Assistant Chief Peko.
One person could have done the whole thing, but make sure to put everybody here and stuff like that. But nonetheless, this is not. Then they are not saying what caused the fire exactly. As a plane making emergency stuff and whatever it's like that. This ex-CIA agent, $40 million in gold bar, $2 million cash found in ex-CIA, executive stuff. Terrified Seattle resident builds DIY barricade across street. Officials say that gang grew into violent criminal enterprise. New video shows moment after chemical tank explosion. Let's watch this one.
We start with the latest out of Longview. New video shows the moment after a chemical tank implosion at the Nippon Dynawave packaging mill. Tuesday's disaster has now claimed the lives of 2 people. 9 others are still unaccounted for and presumed dead. The governor says officials are bracing for what could become the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern state history. We have now learned some of the victims' names. The first 2 were identified by loved ones as Gilbert Bernal and Jared Ammons. A fundraiser to support Ammons' family says he leaves behind a wife and 2 children with another child on the way. The family wrote, quote, his loss has left an unimaginable...
This dude's name is Jared Ammons' family. We were just talking about Jared. Jared, the father of Enoch, the one that taught Lamech of Cain, there's like cast the pearl in front of the pig and thing like that. But anyway, so that's what happened.
A hole in the hearts of everyone who knew him. A similar sentiment coming from the daughter of Gilbert Bernal.
He was just a very genuine person, and just within minutes of you talking with him, you felt like you'd known him for a lifetime.
We've also confirmed brothers Tyler and Brad Covington are among those presumed dead. This is a photo of Tyler, who leaves behind a fiance and 3 children, according to a fundraiser for the family. Of the 8 people injured in the implosion, 5 have been released from the hospital. We're also tracking the urgent environmental impacts that are happening right now. The tank that imploded had the capacity to hold 900,000 gallons of a toxic white liquor used in the paper making process. First responders confirm some of that liquid has entered the Columbia River. King 5 Savannah Welch reports from Longview.
crews have been able to get closer to the blast zone, but they say the work has been slow and extremely dangerous because of the toxic.
And if you look in the background right here, you can see the gate is. What number that is? What number is this gate? All right, then. The main gate. Are you going through that main gate? Are you going to go through it, come through it? You let me know.
Toxic chemicals still inside the damaged tank. Let's show you that video from inside the blast area. You can see overturned cars, scattered metal and twisted debris and metal. Investigators say the implosion happened right after a shift change Tuesday morning. The massive tank ruptured, spilling hundreds of thousands of gallons of a highly caustic chemical known as white liquor. It's used in the paper-making process. Officials say some of the 9 people who are still missing were believed to be inside offices and a break room near the tank when it collapsed.
Understand that there are members working the site tirelessly that have lost co-workers, lost friends.
The priority is ensuring responder safety while treating every victim with the greatest dignity, care, and respect as possible.
Officials also confirm that chemicals from the tank rupture made their way into the Columbia River. The Department of Ecology says crews are now flushing contaminated water from nearby ditches with fresh water, then pumping it into the river to help dilute the chemicals. The EPA and Department of Ecology are continuing to monitor water and air quality.
Good grief, this is a cluster right there, man. God dang it. Woo! EPA involved that thing got into the river by accident? Well, you tell me, my good sir.
Officials say there are currently no concerns about Longview's drinking water, but still, people are being urged to stay away from ditches and waterways near the mill. Meanwhile, workers and community members are demanding answers about what went wrong and whether or not this could have been prevented. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll hear from the company directly about their response and the investigation moving forward. Reporting in Longview, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.
Experts tell King 5 explosions at paper mills have happened before, but an implosion like this is incredibly rare. Let's take a closer look at the tank at the center of all of this.
It's incredibly rare, but it did happen, all right? So much is going on. 100 firefighters dispatched to Bishop of Art neighborhood for massive fire. Good Lord. Another fire. And Bishop, all right, let's see what's going on with the other things. Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the 8K Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Yeah, get our book on Amazon if you want to know all those good stuff. All right, let's see what's going on here. 100 firefighters. Man, that's a huge fire.
There have been reports of other people injured, maybe not as severely because they were walking towards a triage area that's been set up at the high school, but there were a number of people seen going in that direction, walking, taking themselves there to the triage area, so possibly to be checked out. So
okay, that's the thing that's going on in Phoenix, right? In Dallas. Okay, they sent over 100 firefighters over there. That's bad. Again, the information is still fluid. They haven't get anything yet, so we're gonna keep on moving, and then we'll circle back onto that.
From Wood TV 8, this is a breaking news alert. And first tonight, we're following some breaking news out of Plainfield Township. Firefighters were sent to a home that caught fire.
The home belonging to former Wood TV news anchor Michelle DeSelms. News 8's Katani Gooch joining us now live from that area. What's the latest, Katani? What do we know?
Yes, Amber and Brian, we're here right next to Crow Street where authorities have it blocked off as they were fighting these flames. The scene here has dwindled just a little bit. I'll step aside. Since me and my photographer got here at around 9, a lot of agencies have started to leave as they're wrapping up fighting those flames from earlier. But I want you to look at some of the video that we've got from viewers and from Michelle herself. As you just said, we did learn.
Okay, Michelle. All right. The name Michelle is in the mist, and her house is burned to the ground. She used to be a news reporter, and then report on things like that, and actually it happened to you. That's bad.
In the past hour that she is one of the homeowners of this home that caught fire. She told us that nobody was injured. Luckily, everyone made it out safely. She said that they were in the middle of doing renovations when all of this happened, but again, fortunately, no one was hurt. And I also spoke to some neighbors that were out here, and they said that they did hear some explosions. We haven't heard anything from authorities about those explosions. They also sent up some videos where you can see the flames coming through the wooded area. But like I said, again, fortunately, no one was injured in this situation. This call came in at around 8:30, so roughly 2.5 hours later. It has dwindled down a bit, but the roads are still blocked off as authorities are getting ready to head out. We know multiple agencies also responded, so this was just a collaborative effort for such a large fire, as well as Rockford Fire was here, Cannon Fire, Kent County Sheriff's Office, DTE was also here, as well as Plainfield Township. As the investigation is ongoing, I'm sure it'll come to light what maybe started this fire. But again, luckily no one was injured, including firefighters. I'll send it back to you in the studio live in Plainfield Township. Katani Gooch, News 8.
So it's a lot of fire, you know. That's this thing. It's burning people's house. Okay, I know 2 people in my 60 years of living that have had home fires started from oily rag used in staining woodwork, doing remodeling via spontaneous combustion. That's effed up, man. Well, somebody said something here. Oh, God is a consuming fire. I just lead to talk about Michelle that I work with Cracker Barrel in Greenville. I just mentioned the name an hour ago. An Indian convenience store on Division. What the hell that people are talking about? But anyway, so the house,
as you just said, we did learn in the
house burned down, man. You know, you can see all sort of faces here, all sort of things. Look like a Negro face right here, a Negro wearing some kind of hat, and then this is his hair right there, curly on the up there, and this is a face, and this is the top of his nose right here, you know, thick nose, thick lips, and this is his chin, and this is his neck right there, back of his neck, this is his ears and head. You can see the hair right there, or some kind of devices upon his head. This is the eyes, fiery, ear, and this the headliners. It's kind of like a beard right there. Oops. Oh boy, unfortunately it's time, beloved. How long I've been into this thing? It's time for me to done this. But anyway, this is at least that's what I'm seeing. He's looking down to the house. This thing is burned down. So how long we are into this thing? Oh, 52, 1 hour and 52. All right, I'm gonna give you guys another 2 minutes. Excuse me, another 15. Whatever that is. Another 15 minutes. Is that what that is? Is that what that is? All right, let's keep on going. Okay. Yeah, the house completely burned.
An outbreak of wildfires in Southern California continues to grow. At least a half dozen new fires have started in the past 24 hours. Northwest of LA, the Sandy Fire continues to spread, threatening hundreds of homes. As Matt Gutman reports from Simi Valley, tens of thousands of people have been told to evacuate.
New wildfires popping up in Southern California are spreading dangerously close to homes in Riverside County, east of Los Angeles. And overnight, towering flames and wind sent those embers flying dozens of yards in the air.
We've lived in this house right here on the corner for 36 years now. We've never had anything come this close.
36 years, you know what to do? Or do you know what to do with that 36 years?
It's called the Bane Fire. Firefighters on the ground battling it while helicopters dump water over the fire, which has now burned more than 1,300 acres. About 40 miles south, another wildfire jumped containment lines, burning 600 acres. And the Sandy Fire made a late run Tuesday. It's burned about 1,700 acres. Wow. In Simi Valley, west of LA, we watched a furious air assault.
You can hear that siren. There is a helicopter going through that cloud of smoke, flying just off the deck, dumping water.
Okay, we watched this guy in the beginning. Let's take another one, but yo, crazy.
Tonight, the son of Isaac Andic, founder of fashion brand Mango, arrested today in Spain almost a year and a half after his billionaire father mysteriously fell to his death while the two were hiking. The son of a fashion tycoon in handcuffs today. Spanish authorities arresting Jonathan Andic, the son of Mango founder Isaac Andic, now a suspect in the death of the clothing store mogul. The incident happened in 2024 when the father and his eldest son were on a hike in the Montserrat mountain area outside of Barcelona. His father unexpectedly fell off a cliff, roughly 500 feet to his death. Jonathan was the only witness. Isaac's death was initially treated as an accident.
Investigators likely found something in the medical examination to suggest that this was not an accident, but instead a homicide, a death by another.
The Andic family standing by Jonathan, saying his innocence will be proved.
So you got billionaires being taken out by their son. This is like a classic Kane coverage right here. Tubal Cain killing Cain. Like, yo, Dad, you live too long. I need this fucking blessing, son. I need this money, yeah? This hash right there, man. This nigga been living that long, man. Take your ass out, man. Give me the get this money right here.
Spanish fashion retailer Mango was founded by Isaac in 1984. He built the brand into a global fashion empire with thousands of stores across the world and in malls and storefronts all over the United States, becoming one of Spain's most celebrated fashion figures.
The idea was very clear, to use this as a platform for the young designers all over the world.
From models on the red carpet to celebrities like Kate Moss and Penelope Cruz, Mango became one of Europe's largest fast fashion brands aimed at a younger audience.
Los principios de Mango Man.
Jonathan Andic was the global executive director of Mango Man before taking on the role of vice chairman of Mango's board in 2025, shortly after his father's death.
The Spanish criminal justice system is very different from the American justice system, but the one similarity is that they're looking for justice. And the investigation into this case will continue, where the judge takes more of an investigatory role than we see in our American system.
Now the son out on bail after posting more than $1 million and agreeing to appear before a judge once a week, among other conditions.
So it's going to be really hard to prove this guy really did this. First, he's a billionaire. Second, he's white. But the thing is, the father is gone. Mango, the money is here. His name is on the will. Y'all niggas talking about taking this hash. No. Man, son. My ass is living too old, man. I need this money to enjoy that blessing. Make all these billions. You live too long. Dad, let's go for a hike. Make sure you take your slippery shoes. Here, put this lotion all over your hand. And make sure you rub some of that oil under your slippery shoes. And then let's go take a hike. That's a great idea, son. Yeah, up until now. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay, this is in New York. That happened a week ago. I didn't have the time to do the Isos trouble on that, okay? This is in New York, son.
Evet arkadaşlar, Boğa'nın önündeyiz.
This is in New York. So it's everywhere. The explosion, the chaos.
Evet arkadaşlar, boğanın önündeyiz.
People, people fall. People fall right there. Man, a little car make this. Can you imagine when the real hitch went down, man? All right, let's watch this again. You know, see what got this. This woman fall right there. Fiery conflagration of the city. Terrible, man.
Araba yandı.
Let's keep on moving. Now, this thing happened a week ago, okay? 5 Maldives, of course they have to put this thing on this one. 5 Maldives tourists, is that what that is? Went under. They went to dive in a cave. They never resurfaced. They went over 200 feet in water, and then this thing is just, you know, they got killed. Naheem has questioned why the group were allowed on the mission, and it was revealed the yacht did not have a permit for 100-foot dives. So you got those rich folks now that are dying on vacation. 5 of them just died. Okay, I've done at least 50 dives in the Alimata caves, taking the right precaution and using the right equipment, he said, according to Second Giolnare. Anyway, so this is one of the women. All right, those are, you know, daughters and of rich people. They are very powerful. She's a professor, I believe. That Italian team, due to combination of factor and stress, that's just one. Yeah, whatever. And those are rich folks, man. You know, they love doing dangerous things like that and go dive in a cave, you know, go see that cave and things like that. You know, so. Well, the thing is, the blessing is no longer upon you people, and you won't be able to do. Ricardo Gambacota, he's the instructor. Well, unfortunately, beloved, these type of things, not only I will discourage this in the midst of my people, but no, at this time right now, things are too fragile, man, to go out there and dive like this, man. You know, even people that are going and play pickleball, man, they get hurt, man. You know, even a game of pickleball can kill you. You know, even going out there for a restaurant, go to eat, just go out to eat, you can die. You know, there are certain things, it's too risky, all right? It's too risky. I think this thing turned on. It's too risky, okay? Let's keep on moving.
Our top story, fun at a concert turns to heartbreak.
It was just a freak accident that happened.
Tonight, friends and family mourn a bride-to-be. A kick in the head by a crowd surfer leads to an unimaginable loss for a Florissant family. This is 5 on Your Side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The tragic incident happened earlier this month during Point Fest at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in Maryland Heights. Only on 5 on Your Side tonight, Laura Barczewski talks with the concert goers grieving loved ones.
Just under 2 weeks ago, Danielle Uskowicz was dealing with some mild headaches, but she didn't let that stop her from enjoying a day of live music at Point Fest with her best friend.
She went to the concert and she got kicked in the head, and she ended up calling her mom and said that she was having headaches.
By the next day, the pain got worse, landing her in urgent care. 48 hours later, she was in the emergency room with a brain bleed.
She ended up having
48 hours. you know what to do. She got kicked in the head, man, in a concert. The time, beloved, for this fiasco and enjoying and go out, enjoy life. This is a time for reflect. This is a time for introspect. This is a time for you to meditate and say, what the fuck is going on out there? The world is not the world that I know. Something is wrong, and I want to know what it is and what should I do. And then, you know, the thing that you should do is this. You need to join our Patreon. Study to show thyself approved unto the Holy One.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Holy Spirit, our Mother herself, is in the midst of our class, teaching, showing, and reasoning with us. Come and study with us. Magic, psychology, technology, economy, art. Download our monthly Word of Power, secret and powerful prayers. Join today as a tier. Student, Gravis, and better yet, Intra Templum. We must not cast our pearls before swine. The link is in the description. Join us today. Great glory! So indeed, you need to meditate, study, and show thyself approve. Not partying, go to concert and stuff like that, getting kicked in the head, son. The hell? This is crazy.
Having her first stroke on Thursday.
Another stroke was not far behind, followed by surgery where doctors found Danielle had even more clots in her brain, didn't fend off the swelling for long.
They determined that there really wasn't anything left that they could do. So her mom, her dad, and her fiance Jason made the call to donate her organs.
She was only 28 when she was taken from this world.
28, 48, terrible things, man.
Kind of taking it as a blessing in disguise that if she wouldn't have had this injury, she wouldn't have been at the hospital.
Danny was well loved by the St. Charles public school community. She was a secretary here at St. Charles High School and former secretary at Hardin Middle, where staff said in a statement, in the time Danny was at Hardin, she dedicated herself to forming relationships with students, parents, and staff. She was a kind face who greeted our visitors and worked with students on their attendance. Her cousins Kristen and Angela say she recently got engaged to Jason and was planning the rest of their lives with their dog Shohei by her side.
You hear about people who are soulmates, and
So,
they were.
There you go.
Angela.
There you go. You know, and the man Jason, they got a dog named Shohei, and they planning to marry and stuff like that. And you got kicked in the head. And that's it. We'll be all right. No, you won't. That's not what that is.
Got this tattoo in her memory.
She's not here, but we'll be all right.
While they'll never get to go to another hockey game or concert with Danielle, her kind and beautiful spirit gave others a new lease on life.
I was thinking about the people who were getting that phone call that your life's about to change because now you have a donation from somebody.
Reporting in Florissant, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
This is not the time for this, beloved. It's not the time.
First, though, police in Butler County say a man snapped after his wife told him their marriage was over. They say he then climbed into an excavator and started tearing apart the family's home with his wife and 2 daughters inside. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Christine.
Okay, those are the high-value men, all right? Those are the dudes that they get I bought you this fucking house so you can stay with Yeah! Those are them niggas out there that I bought you this so you can stick with me, son. If you think you're going to take me, my kids with me, I'm going to... Shit. I got the excavators right there. I'm going to go out there and do stuff to you. What's up with you?
Sorensen, Shelley Bortz is in Buffalo Township tonight with the disturbing details.
Police say this all unfolded yesterday morning here on Martin Road in Buffalo Township. Investigators say what started as an argument quickly turned dangerous when the husband allegedly used heavy construction equipment to partially demolish the home with his own family still inside.
I think he's crazy. And
No, it's
that's why
not
I don't
crazy.
drink.
Drone video
The
shows
fellow is
massive...
not crazy. He was sane. It's just like something that never happened to him. The blessing fleece, no elbow grease. And the fellow came out there like, hey, this, man, you ain't gonna, hey, man, I bought this house. What you think I ain't gonna kill you and destroy you and the kids and the house? Terrible, man. A horrible way to do things.
Of damage left behind after police say an argument between a husband and wife spiraled out of control Tuesday morning. Investigators say 48-year-old Eric Pirza used a
48.
Kubota excavator to rip apart the rear of the family's home.
I'd like to know what she said to him. That makes no sense.
According to the criminal
Yeah, I would
complaint,
like to
Pirza-
know that too. Like, well, the marriage is over, followed by I've done this with that, with this and that. You two get like, so you think you're gonna get the house? Yeah, you did this in my house. I'm gonna destroy you in the house.
His wife told police her husband arrived at the family's home after drinking all night and began arguing with her. When she told him the marriage was over, investigators say he responded with a chilling threat. If it's over, I'll tear the house down.
42 years I've been married. We yell at each other all the time. But I've never threatened to tear the house down.
Police say moments later, Pirza climbed into the excavator and began tearing into the house, while his wife and 2 daughters were still inside. The criminal complaint says dispatchers could hear yelling and the sound of the excavator during the 911 call. Investigators say after the destruction stopped, Pirza went back inside, grabbed a gym bag, and took off toward Fawn Township before eventually being taken into custody.
You don't think it's going to happen around here.
Neighbors we spoke with off camera say they're still struggling to understand what happened.
Well,
One man-
what happened is the blessing is gone. You know, all those dudes, all their work, all their self-worth are tied with their money or tied with their house. That's why you see those dudes online always talking about like money is everything, everything. You know, the family ain't nothing, women ain't nothing, friends ain't nothing, money. And when they got money, which they have everything, and when they lost that money, they lost everything, and then nothing matter. And they will go out there and do things like that, man. Terrible, but let's keep on moving. Well, hang on, man. I'm late. Oh boy, it's Oh, wow. Let's see. How long we are into these things? Oh, man. All right. 3 more minutes, then we're good.
Miami's special report.
Good afternoon. I'm Naja Sherman, and we are following breaking news happening right now. Chopper 4 over Opa-locka Airport. We have learned that there is some sort of plane emergency at Opa-locka Airport. You can see emergency responders right now treating one person on a stretcher, loading them into what appears to be an ambulance. We have seen at least 2 people on the ground at this point being treated for some sort of injuries, and we see a number of emergency responders surrounding the scene right now. We are also hearing that there could be potentially more than 100 people on the plane, and they're not able to get off the plane at this point. We have seen the plane labeled as Global X. We are working to learn more information about the plane and where they were headed and potentially the circumstances leading up to this situation. But for those of you just joining us, we are breaking in with coverage Chopper 4 over the scene of Opa-locka Airport as we work to learn more information about some sort of plane emergency. At least 2 people on the ground we've seen being treated for some sort of injuries, and then potentially 1 person just moments ago being loaded into an emergency response vehicle as officials work to learn the circumstances surrounding this situation happening right now. We also have our news crews headed to the scene and will arrive shortly in about 20 minutes, and our crews making calls to learn more information potentially about a plane emergency. emergency. But just into the CBS News Miami newsroom, Chopper 4 just arrived to the scene moments ago of Opa-locka Executive Airport, where emergency responders have been treating 2 people on the ground outside of a plane. As Chopper 4 zooms out, you can see that plane is labeled Global X plane. We don't know whether at this point this plane made an emergency landing or the circumstances surrounding this potential emergency on the plane, but we do know that we're also receiving reports potentially that there are more than 100 people on that plane right now who are not able to get off. As we can see, at least a dozen emergency responders right now gathering around, and moments ago they just put 1 person into an emergency vehicle. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are following breaking news just into the CBS News Miami newsroom. Chopper 4 over the scene of Opa-locka Executive Airport as officials respond to what we believe to be some sort of plane emergency. We're working to learn the circumstances surrounding that plane emergency and what led up to this moment. But within just the last 5 minutes, we saw at least 2 people being treated, 1 person being taken by stretcher into an emergency vehicle, and it appears we see another person right now as Chopper 4 zooms in, also being escorted off that plane on a stretcher and into an emergency vehicle. Again, our crews are headed to the scene. Stay with us for the very latest as we work to gather new information on the situation, both on air and online.
This is a CBS News Miami special report.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Naja Sherman on the CBS News Miami stream, and we are following breaking news just into the CBS News Miami.
So the airplanes are acting up. The airplanes are acting up. The fires are in the midst. The Canaanites are losing their freaking mind. This thing's still finalizing. So, we ask our beloved to do the best that you can. Pray, meditate, study. If you would like to be a part of the AK family, get our book right here. Would you like to know who your guardian angel is? Would you like to know which day belongs to you? What color to wear on your day? What perfume or cologne to use? Would you like to know your metal, your house, your element, your flower, your birthstone, and your 5 days of miracles? Do you know your celestial family members? Do you know your opposite side, your shadow side? If you would like to perform your own spiritual background check, please buy our book on Amazon, the AK Family Handbook. Inside, you will find a step-by-step guide to discovering your spiritual powers. The link is in the description. Find your special abilities and nurture them. Great glory! Happy Jubilee is our new album. It is available now on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and any streaming service. You can also watch the music video on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and the QR code is at the end of this video. Listen to music that raises your vibration, music in harmony with your peace, music that brings true happiness. The album is by your beloved brother Big Levi. Download it now. Let the music help you reach a higher vibration and a positive frequency. Great glory! All right, beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I say shalom. Great glory to the mighty one.